What? Do I go now? What will you do if trapped in a space station? I'm a baby. I'm with my baby. I'm with my main man, motherfucking Damien The Sexy Homeless. Say what the fuck is up?
What's up?
Yeah. And what would you do if you were trapped in a what is the sound of that, kids? Space station. So what would you do if you were trapped in a station? Now, shush! Let me tell you something. There's no way of communication. We're gonna cut that part out, because you're always like, I'm gonna build anything. Listen, you can build anything, right? But there's no radio. They fucking sent you up there, and there's no radio.
That's fine.
The government sent you up there thinking that you were thinking everything. Where's my... Sorry, the earwax in my ear is moving as I talk because all the coughing I've been doing because I've been under the flu.
I mean, I would probably...
Speak up.
Like I would find a way to, like...
Speak up!
Send it to Earth or something.
You would what?
Like... I would look for, like, the controls and try to see...
Then why your eyes just twitch like that?
What
why
I
you
can
said
do.
that, boy? You overthink.
And then I would find a way to send the space station to Earth, if nothing else.
A space station to Earth?
I mean, why not? I mean, you know,
bro, listen, you're in a floating space. Let me. I forgot to tell you this part, buddy. You're in a space station, and it's floating away from Earth.
And I'm sure that there could still be a way to do it, though.
Buddy, that you're going into the middle of fucking nowhere, nothing. You have food supplies,
but I'm sure
you
they
have
could still do a way to do it, though.
no, you have no way of fuck it. You have a way of talking with Earth. Well, how we gonna save you, buddy? I don't know, cause you're in the middle of fuck. You're in the middle of fuckland. Look, you see that? The fuck does that look like to you, huh?
Just because we're in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't
That's
mean
where you're gonna be.
That we can't, you know, code this thing, you know, to a set location. I mean, I'm sure
there's no throttles on it that goes around the orbit.
Or at least
what the fuck you thought? A space station has rockets?
Or that we know of, though. I mean, we have to wonder how it got there to begin with, though. Something that big and that wide, it ain't just gonna fit on some space shuttle. You know what I mean? I mean, they're big, but they're not big enough.
No, you went up on a space shuttle. They dropped you off in there.
That's what I'm saying, though.
And the space shuttle went back to Earth.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you started floating up in a space station. You know what I mean? Space station. 1, space shuttle. 2, space shuttle 2 is a vehicle that dropped you off from Earth into 1 space station. And I think,
but you never know, though. I mean, what if a...
Fuck! You're confusing me, kid.
What if a space station has a
teach this kid.
Has an emergency, you know, way too moving.
I'm gonna beat him.
You know, I mean...
Close the door on him. Never feed him again.
Because we have to wonder that, you know, in an emergency situation...
Beat him till he not hear me
What
no
if
more.
there was a code system that you could enter that would have some spare emergency
Sit down,
fuel
spit
or
on
something?
your food. I'll slap you again.
You know... I mean, because once the space station is built, if something does happen where it doesn't float the right way, since there are astronauts who do live in these space stations, you know, for a certain amount of times to, like, observe how it acts and stuff. But I would imagine that if it starts floating away from its designated area, maybe they do have an emergency thruster or some kind of coding that we could put in there to where it can
Bro, you talking?
Utilize it. I mean, and of course, and if that was a possibility, then...
Boy, you talking in coding right now, boy.
We would like to, like...
You didn't hear that, boy?
I mean...
Why am I yelling?
We could, like...
Why am I yelling in your face? That sounds like a racist. You hear that, boy? Come back here, boy!
We don't know if there are thrusters on a space station or not.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
You know?
The space thrusters... What the fuck you...
I think a space station might have them.
Thrusters. What don't you understand about that Damien The Sexy Homeless Perez?
Space station might have...
His last name's Perez.
Might have thrusters on it, though. You never know.
Yeah.
And if there is, and I mean, the possibility...
You see, he's talking in coding.
Of it could be utilized to get to Earth. I mean, or at least I'd be willing to try.
Yeah.
I mean, to just toss out the idea, you know, if there is a possibility, we might as well use it. Because that food
I should
supply.
make fun of your stuttering. You got ran over. That's fucking.
But that.
I should go to hell.
But that food supply though is gonna eventually go away.
What food supply?
If there is a food supply,
Yeah,
in the space station. But that's the whole thing, though. That food supply is gonna eventually go.
We're gonna take a look at some food supplies. Sorry about that.
That's what I'm saying. Though. I mean,
nauseating phlegm that I have in the back of my esophagus.
A lot of the food that is brought into space is usually freeze dried or vacuumed, you know, or air vacuumed to, like, you know, compacted. It's kind of like a military ration, but it's, you know what I mean. But it's more compacted and vacuum or air vacuum or whatever it's called.
This is your space station. I don't know what you vacuum. What you gonna vacuum your
No,
house?
no. I'm talking about the food. is freeze dried and it's
no,
like
it's vacuumed.
air.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's to compact it so that we can do it. And there's certain foods. That
so you know it's vacuumed. Good job. A fucking 6-year-old could have known that.
We can't bring certain foods in space.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Space food.
It's all limited. But that's what I'm saying though. So eventually, your body is going to grow weak.
That is the space thruster.
Just being on space without gravity is going to make your body weak. You know?
What?
Just being in space without that natural gravity pull, it's going to make your body weak. So there's only so long that you could last up there. You know, and you could eventually you're going to die up there, even with the food. So your best bet is to look for a way to get down to Earth as soon as possible.
No, you're floating into space. You're gonna have to learn how to survive. If it was me, I have to learn how to survive, adapt to fucking space living, and learn how to survive off my own human feces. You have to piss?
Nope.
No.
No.
What the fuck?
What I'm saying though,
if you have to piss, you put it in the filter and you make it into water. If you have to shit, you guess what? Put it in the vacuum like you said. Save it for later for emergence.
But without the nutrients, you know, on top of the fact that
look, this is space food.
The feces, though, it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't be good for you anyways.
Look at that small amount of motherfucking beans
but there's a lot
and macaroni and cheese.
But there's a lot of food in there though. It's compacted.
No, there's no. Look at that. The fucking pack of beans. There's fucking like 12 beans in there.
Well, what I'm saying though is because it's vacuumed
6,
together
12.
like that. You know, I'm sure that there's a lot more food in there, though, than it looks. You know, but because we're in space, it has to be made a certain way.
Look, that's fucking like lettuce, right? Or
it's just
spinach.
like the military rations that you have that pack, and it doesn't look like a lot. But when you actually heat it up and you open it, and you realize on how much food is actually in there, and it ain't all that good. It doesn't taste that great. But when you, like, eat it, you know, you're going to get full, you know? So I'd imagine if it's anything like
look at that shit. I'm like amazed. I'm like amazed looking at this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the cookies, crackers. I was looking at the fork and shit. And I wonder what's in that bag, like some type of.
It looks the same way, though. It's that looks almost the same exact way the military does it. You know what I mean? Like,
what if they fucked with you and they put the most horrible shit, like human leg, human nose, human arm.
I could imagine that
from albino, black, and then Puerto Rican, no, the other one.
It doesn't matter how good or bad the food's going to be. The food is not going to taste that good. You know, it's not meant to taste good. It's meant to give you as much
that probably tastes good.
Nutrition as possible.
Like banana nut.
While still
banana nut.
You know.
That's banana nut.
But of course, you'd be eating less. Because you know, without that gravity, you know what I mean, with the gravity pull.
You would try not to eat.
Well, no, what I'm saying though is on Earth, you know, the gravity pull.
You're not gonna do exercise.
I mean, you'll do basic movements, but as far as like you're more active on Earth because of that gravity pull, so you have to do more work, which makes you more hungry.
That's how the toilet is.
You know,
in space, in a space station.
I wonder if they just toss that out of the ship through a pipe or something.
We're gonna take a closer look.
I can imagine that they don't really have a spot for that.
Right here through the microscope. Let me fix it. There it is.
But I'm saying, like, I wonder if there's a pipe on the toilet that goes out of the ship and it just flows out to space. You know what I mean? Like, if that would be how it works, or
what the fuck did you just say? If you just flush it into space?
That's what I'm saying. You know,
Flush
Because with a space station,
into fucking space.
it's not like Earth where if you use a porta potty, a thing can come up and take it and run off with it. You know, this is space. You know, and you can't imagine how often you be getting
It
visited.
probably puts it into like I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It holds it. Probably holds it or something.
I mean, or a furnace that burns it, maybe. I don't know.
Furnace, motherfucker.
But the only problem with that,
Ain't got
though,
no
is that
furnace
there's
inside
no
no-
oxygen in the first place, so making a flame would be hard, I'd imagine.
This motherfucker will put a furnace in a space station. Only you. He'll put a deep fry grill, barbecue grill, and something to make a little bit of fire.
I mean, there are other ways of making flame.
You'll make a
without
fire.
actually-
You'll make a fire in that shit. Beep beep
Well,
beep.
we can't make an
System
actual.
wants to shut down.
You can't make
and crash
fire
onto Earth
in space
for
though,
smoke.
because there's no oxygen to.
Look,
flame
that's
the fire.
Damien's big penis that he will have attached to his. I'm like, I will go to the room. Damien, what are you doing? You'll be like, oh, that's my penis.
So is that how they pee?
That keeps me motivated, Mike. That's what's gonna keep us alive. You want to keep me happy? That's my real secret. You always making fun of me, man.
That's what you pee in, then? Is that thing? It's weird.
What, you think that's what it is? Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Or like a handle. No, just kidding.
So that's the sleeping area then, I guess,
Or maybe it's
with
like the
control
area
room.
to walk into the Matrix. System to
It's
shut down.
either a sleeping room or
Mr.
a
A,
control
please
room.
walk into the building for face recognition opening. What'd you say?
I said that's either a place to sleep or it's the controls. Okay, so that's where you sleep at. Then the other room must be for controls. Then.
That's how you would sleep probably. No, how would you sleep if you were in a space station? Tell me that.
Well, the problem is that without gravity, you're floating around, so you're gonna have to strap yourself down to
You
somewhere.
would strap yourself like that?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be laying down. I could probably do it sitting down, but I'm just saying, if you're floating around, you have to you have to stay strapped down to something because you'll float away.
Bro, you can't. Your arms are gonna be floating, motherfucker.
Well, that's what I'm
How
saying.
the fuck you gonna do is sitting down?
Well, if it's the same way as you're laying here, you know what I mean? If you have yourself strapped and you can sit in a chair, strap yourself down.
Look, like this.
Never seen something like that. That's cool.
So, this is how you see, like, your arms stay floating up.
Unless you put it in the bag.
Or, like, if you put weights on it, but they wouldn't put weights, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. If you're already strapped down, you know what I mean?
They just let the arms float? That's kind of weird, right?
I mean, I guess. I mean, it wouldn't be very safe to have your arms strapped. You don't know what would happen.
Hello, Damien the Sexy Homeless. This is your emergency message sent from Earth telling you to shut it. Shut that pie hole. No talking no more. Please be quiet. Close shop and don't reopen. Communicate no longer, please, for the love of Mary, Kim and Kanye West. Now live in your space station for eternity, recycling your human waste, also known as shit piss. Goodbye, space station. Now float into the pitch black darkness of our galaxy in your sitting position. Or lay down, whatever the fuck you want to do. Till next time, you adventuring, dildo loving, blueberry snorting, anal prolapse loving psychopaths from hell.